G'day. This tutorial is going to show you how you can extract global economic data from the Federal Reserve database using our FRED Data Extractor. So let's get straight into it. So this is the FRED Data Extractor Spreadsheet, and this is the home page where you can find instructions of the spreadsheet. So if you ever get lost, you can start here. Otherwise, contact us and we'll be glad to give you a hand. So we have two search options. We have a keyword search or a categorized search. So the keyword search is quite simple. You just type in any sort of keyword, for example, Australian CPI, and press enter. And this brings up all the CPI data for Australia. And you can see all the different data fields and bases that will be returned. So this is the series ID, and this is what we are after. So for example, if we want the consumer price index for all items across Australia, we can see that this is a quarterly, on a quarterly basis, and it's an indexed value, and it's not seasonally adjusted, and the last date it was updated, and then any notes which correspond to the series. So to get started, we can click in here, copy this series ID, and then go to our series observation sheet, paste this ID in here. And once it loads, we'll see there is the title and those notes, as well as the other relevant data that was related to this series ID. So we can see that it's a quarterly and not seasonally adjusted, and the observation start and end dates. So we can select what frequency we'd like. So if we don't want it quarterly, we can choose semi-annually or annually. And if this data happened to be a daily or weekly data, we could filter it for even finer results. We can choose to do an average of each period, or a sum, or a end of period value, and we can enter in a start or end date, and we can select whether we want the data in ascending or descending order. And there's also the option to select what the units will be. So you can say change from a year ago or percentage change from a year ago. So yeah, you can see there's lots of different options here. If you leave them blank, it'll just default to the default value. And these are all the filters that will come out in the output of this data. So you can toggle these on and off from here. So we'll leave them all on. So to obtain the data, we just go to this series output tab, and you can see here, this is all the data that's related to this series, starting from 1960 all the way down to 2023 each quarter. And just for an example, if we were to change it from ascending to descending, you can see now that the data starts from the year 2023, and these are the observation values for each of those periods. And we can also choose for a percentage change from a year ago. So we can go in here and we can see that this is the inflation. Current inflation from 12 months ago is 5.37%, or 6%, 7%, 7.83%. So it's a pretty valuable tool and should come in handy. So the other way to search for macro data is through our category search. And you can see these are the main economic parameters that we have to choose from. So given that it's the Federal Reserve, the US Federal Reserve database, it's predominantly related to US economic data, but there's also global data. You can see here we select on countries. You can see all the different countries which are available to choose. So we can go with Australia. And scroll across here, and this is all the economic data that is related to Australia. So for example, we could choose any number of these, whatever might be interest to us, and then go to our series observation, and all those items that we've ticked are now selected here, so we can easily access the series ID and then copy them over into this observation table. And once it loads, we'll see that the output for consumer price index has been updated. This is for housing, and this is the values here. So this is our Federal Reserve data extractor, which is a very handy tool to have for anyone after macro data. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website growthwithvalue.com. Cheers.